You've asked me to go degen, you've asked me to go risk on, which is difficult when the markets look like this. We're in a sea of red at the moment. There's a couple of standout players. The one we're going to be talking about today is Immutable X. We're going to zoom out on the macro, on the weekly, and this is what I'm looking for. And we've zoomed out. Each one of these candles now represents 1 week of price action. So we've slowed things down and we're looking for those entries for the next run. There's a couple of things that I'm seeing here. First and foremost, it hasn't played out yet, but we've got a nice cup and handle playing out here. When you see this curve here, it's beautiful. The bulls have pushed price action all the way up here. We're coming back down. And once you break this tip of the handle, that's when you see the acceleration. So it hasn't played out yet. Does it mean that price can't go any lower? It doesn't mean that. So a couple of things in the short term that we need to look at. First and foremost, we've got our weekly moving averages. So we've got our 20 weekly moving average at the top, and we've got our 50 weekly moving average at the bottom. What do these moving averages represent? 20 moving average represents 20 of these weekly candles averaged out. 50 is 50 of these weekly candles averaged out. So these things are going to give us a form of directional bias. When we're above the 50, it's bullish. When we're below the 50, it's bearish. So we're above the 50 at the moment. However, we've dropped the 20 weekly moving average. The 20 weekly moving average carries a hell of a lot more weight than the 20 daily moving average. You need to remember that. So we're bulked up in between the two moving averages and we're waiting for a move. We want to break and close above this 20 for a continuation to the upside. So what levels, if we do drop to the downside, would I be taking advantage of dips? See this high here? This is one of the important ones for me. This was our previous resistance, which then broke through, and we would expect that to come back down and test support. We've got confluence here, sat there with a 50 daily moving average. So if you've got a bounce down to here, you've not only got your previous resistance to act as support, you've also got your 50 weekly moving average, which carries a hell of a lot of weight. And once we go below that, then you need to reassess, reanalyze, because things are changing once we're below the 50 weekly. So that's what I'm looking for, and that price is sitting at $1.50. So you've got a psychological level of $1.50, which should act as an additional bit of confluence for us. Next thing that we're going to look at is this weekly stochastic RSI. Now, we just want to follow this with Immutable X with you to find out what troughs and peaks that we get from this. So you can see the weekly here. We made a move to the upside. We made a move to the upside on price. We've come back down on the stochastic and then a move to the upside. The stochastic's respecting this weekly trend. We've come back down, you can see move to the upside, a slight move to the upside, and then back down again before the big break to the upside. Now, the stochastic's now reset. The stochastic's now massively oversold on the weekly. So that's a good thing. We're waiting for this to cross up. It's crossed there. See, we're waiting for it to cross up above the 20 period. Once it crosses up above the 20 period, that means the bulls are having their turn. Just an example, stochastic's coming up here. We've got a cross and a move to the upside. Then we've got a cross and a move to the upside. By the time we get to the top here, if we've broken above the 20, that's showing us some strength. That's what we're looking for. So it is a waiting game at the moment. I'm looking for this level of $1.50 as a dollar cost average to position myself for the next bull run. So if you did find this useful, guys, check out the rest of my altcoin playlist and I'll see you in the next one.